I don't even know where to begin with this video. Like, this is just, I'm struggling to even come to terms with the things that I've read and the things that I've seen. Now, I said that I did not want to see any leaks with regards to Naughty Dog and Last of Us 2, and no matter how bad it was, I wanted to just play the game and come to a conclusion on my own. But obviously the internet, they just won't allow that, and my friends did not allow that, and somebody sent me the link to the spoilers, and oh my god, you know, I avoided it. I didn't watch it. You know, I said thanks, you know, I appreciate it, but didn't want to see it. And then someone I know played it in front of me, and oh my god, I guess I have to talk about it now. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil the game. I don't want anyone to have the game spoiled for them the way I had it spoiled for me. But what I will say is that if you can borrow this game from someone, I would suggest you do that. It looks like the gameplay is still going to be the Last of Us gameplay. It's still going to be good, but obviously the Last of Us is a very heavily story-driven game. It's a very, very, very story-driven game, and it's looking like they have kind of just thrown the story into the shitter in pursuit of this political wokeness. And anything and any time I see this woman's name attached to something, this Anita Sarkeesian, can't even say her name properly, anytime this woman's name is attached to anything, you know that there is going to be some fuckery that follows. And oh my god, like, I'm not going to speak about the things that I've seen in the game. All I'm going to say is that they have completely shat on can't even get the words out. I'm besides myself, people. This is ridiculous. This is actually a joke. Do you know what the worst thing about this, right? The absolute worst thing about this is that I have not seen anyone defending this game. No one on the left, no one on the right, no one in between. These developers, they need to stop doing this. There's a trend in society, and it's so obvious of what is going on. Like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but every single time you mess with something that already has an established audience, it goes down the toilet. What is this audience that you're trying to chase? You already have a player base that loves what you put out. Last of Us 1, you know, whether you're an Xbox guy, a PC guy, it doesn't matter. Everyone liked The Last of Us. The Last of Us was great. It's very, very difficult to fault that game on anything in the first one. And I don't want to completely dismiss The Last of Us 2 because I haven't played it yet. And I am of the mindset, and I tell people this all the time, until you experience something yourself, don't cast complete judgment on it. Now, am I pissed off at what I've seen? Yes, I'm very pissed off. I feel like the developers have basically bent the knee to this Anita Sarkeesian and have just, you know, I don't know what they're trying to do here. This is a game about the apocalypse, and, you know, they built a story around Joe and Ellie, the characters that we came to love and we were invested in, and the story just seems so messy right now. And obviously these are leaks. I don't know what build this is from. This could have been a build where things have changed drastically. I don't know, but one thing is that this disgruntled employee released this because apparently there was some like employment issues, or like they were being worked to the bone, something about crunch time. Like, I didn't want to read too much into it, but my attention was focused on the leaks that came out and the videos that came with them. And, you know, once you see one, you can't stop looking at the rest. And it's just, it's a train wreck, guys. It's an absolute train wreck. And like, there's just a time and place for things. You know, nobody's against anyone here. I'm certainly not. It's just like, you know, story matters, and obviously context matters, and that's why I want to reserve judgment until I play the game. But at the same time, I really don't want to give them my money for this. The things that I've seen on this game, or the cutscenes that I saw, and, you know, the text that I was reading over. Again, I don't know if the text can be verified. I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, maybe a bit bigger than a pinch of salt, but this is just, it's a sad state of affairs. Like, I'm reading over some stuff now, and it's just I wish I hadn't seen it, but I'm happy that I did as well, because if I know somebody that buys this game, I might just borrow it from them. It's just bad. I don't know what they were thinking. Look, like, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is what I meant when I said there's a trend in society. But I'm not some guy prepped up in a castle that doesn't know what's going on the ground. So I'm not attacking people for their political views. I'm not attacking people for their social views. I ain't one of those guys. But what I do strongly believe is that if there's something that is already established and people like it, leave it alone. The vocal minority should not have a say over the majority. It just shouldn't be like that. And there's a whole host of things and a whole host of like things that happen in society that you can just point your finger at Last of Us and be like, you're a victim of the same bullshit that has happened in so many places. I can list off a couple off the top of my head. Ghostbusters. Now I have got no issue with there being an all-female ghost film. I have no issue with that. There's a couple of ghost films that I watched where the lead character is a female. There's no problem with that, but Ghostbusters was already an established medium. It was already an established film, an established franchise, an established series, whatever you want to call it. We know that they added a full female cast because of the social, political climate that we live in right now. They were pandering to a vocal minority, and guess what? The film absolutely bombed. Charlie's Angels absolutely bombed. No one liked it when Jane Foster became Thor in the comics. Thor is Odin's son. Now look at it. Everyone's ranting and raving about Odin's son being Thor again. Stop changing shit. Stop. If you want to make new progressive characters, make new progressive characters and stop ruining established stuff. I'm seeing people online saying they want a black Superman. Superman don't need to be black. Make a black superhero as strong as Superman. Give him his own backstory. Flesh him out so that people like him. Stop forcing this social political nonsense down people's throats and take it out of our video games. We don't want it in our video games. We don't want it in our TV. We don't want it in movies, in our comics. Nobody's saying that you can't have a gay Muslim character. That's fine. But you have to take one that's already established, that people already like, and just rewrite the whole story. It doesn't help, and you end up doing more harm to your characters or your medium than helping. You're not helping the situation. Like, this is not how you write different classes of people into games. And from what I've read of The Last of Us and what I've seen, they made a horrible mistake. And I'm being told by several people that this Anita woman, this Anita Sarkeesian, whatever her stupid name is the one that has had a lot of influence in this game. And apparently some guys over at Naughty Dog are like, they really like her, and she's like been involved in a bunch of stuff to do with them. I don't know. But every time I see this woman's name attached to anything, there is some nonsense that's following. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to play The Last of Us, I want to go in there to shoot zombies, to find a cure, and to continue the relationship between Joe and Ellie and have it either continue or end organically. I'm not looking for any race issues. I'm not looking for any gender issues. I'm not looking for any political issues, at least not the ones that they're trying to push on us, or just other things are trying to push on us. I wish I could tell you guys the things that I saw, but I don't. For the people that are watching this video, I don't want to ruin it for them. The leaks are out there, you can go and watch them. But I will say that if you want to speak with your wallets, now is the time. Developers should know that gamers are going to support your game if it's good and if it makes sense. And the way the Last of Us story has gone is literally shoehorning social issues into a story that didn't need it. It didn't need it. At the very least, if you wanted to do that, there was a better way to go about this. And this is upsetting for a lot of people, because The Last of Us is one of those games. It's like the first Last of Us is going to go down in the Hall of Fame for video games. It was one of the best games that came out on PS3. The definitive, the edition you should play is the one on PS4, because it's even better. And these are the developers that gave us Crash Bandicoot. They gave us the Uncharted Nathan Drake series. Like, it's upsetting, because now when I hear Naughty Dog's name, I'm gonna think, can I trust them? Now, can you imagine if I saw another YouTuber, he was talking about it. I think his name's The Amazing Chris. I can't remember. Sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. But imagine, it was Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Now imagine, I can't even use that example because it'll spoil the game for you. Look, guys, all I'm saying is that if there was a time to speak with your wallets, it's now. These movie writers and these game developers and these people that think that we want these things in our games, we don't. And when I say these things, I'm not talking about black people, white people, trans people, gay people. I'm just saying pushing these social, political views and the way our society is into our video games. Is, of course you can put stuff in there because people want to be represented, but put it in there organically. Now again, I haven't played The Last of Us 2. I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to buy it just because I want to review and I want to put my opinion up on the channel. But if I can, if my brother buys it or someone that I know buys it, then I will be borrowing it from them. Honestly, I don't even know how you can damage control this situation, and I don't know when these people in charge are ever going to learn their lesson. We don't want our established characters and our established franchises being shit on, and that's exactly what they've done with The Last of Us. That's what it seems like to me. It's disappointing because we've been waiting for The Last of Us for ages now, and like I had full faith when they were dropping teasers and whatnot. I had full faith that this game was going to be on point. You know, we'd probably get a satisfying conclusion on something, maybe even lead into a trilogy. But after seeing what I have seen of this game and how they're trying to just push this pandering bullshit down our throats, do I want a sequel? Do I trust Naughty Dog to give me a good sequel? And if there is ever a games developer that listens to this video, keep Anita Sarkeesian, what I can't say her goddamn last name is as annoying as her face. Keep her away from your game, because I swear to God that woman does nothing but ruin shit. She is one of the most irritating people I have ever watched on the internet. There are a few people where I can sit at home, because I'm a calm person, but there are a few people where I'll sit at home and I'll look at my girlfriend and be like, babe, this chick is getting under my skin. I've seen her on her Twitter talking about speaking up for Black Lives Matter. Lady, I don't need you to speak up for me. I don't need you to speak up for the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever. Just go away. Go away. This woman has spent her life shitting on the gaming industry, but the gaming industry is what gave her the food on her table. Without this industry, she'd be nothing. She's just so annoying. It is unreal. And she's gone on her Twitter and she's just writing a bunch of garbage. If you want to read it, go to her Twitter. I didn't even screenshot the tweets because I'm literally just recording this. It's not edited or anything. I'm just like, I can't believe there's shit that I've seen. I'm just talking at you guys at this point. I'm reading some of her tweets right now, and she put some shit up that says, sometimes I'm sad for these people. They have convinced themselves that Ghostbusters or Star Wars or Last of Us is all they have. No. What the hell is she talking about? Nobody here thinks that's all we have. It's just that if the films come out or the games come out and they suck, we're going to tell you about it. Then she goes on to say, but then I'm more sad for me that I've had to be the punching bag for men who refuse to deal with their own feelings for 8 years now. See, this woman's a moron. She instantly thinks that it's only men that don't like the decisions she's made. My best friend is a feminist. Oh yeah. And you know, if anyone is watching this doesn't believe me, I will get her on the next episode of whatever. My best friend is a feminist. Anyone that's got me on social media, they know me. My girlfriend, heavily inclined in the feminist views, but they don't agree with this. I mean, my friend came into my room and she even said to me, have you seen what they've done to The Last of Us? Have you read anything? At that point I was like, I don't want to see anything. But even she was like, dude, when you see this shit, you're gonna blow a fuse. Because even she was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what they've done to The Last of Us and what they continue to do to these films. Now it's funny, she mentioned Ghostbusters and Star Wars. Other than I can't remember what the first one was called. The first one of Star Wars that came back after a while, The Force Awakens. That was pretty good. Every other Star Wars film that has followed has sucked. They have absolutely sucked. How dare she even mention Ghostbusters? That film is garbage. It's hot garbage. Forget about them trying to shoehorn a female lead into the Ghostbusters. The film itself sucks. It's not funny at all. At no point did I laugh. Now, do you see anyone shitting on Bridesmaids? No, people like that film. As far as I'm aware, it's an original idea. It's pretty funny. People seem to like it. But when you take franchises that are already established, that people already like, and you start shoehorning your political nonsense into them, this is what happens. Now, she goes on to say that she's symbolically representative of destroying their way of life, educating and encouraging folks to be more critical about representations in games. And so they have nowhere else to deal with their feelings, so they target me. Do you know how insufferable this person is? She is actually unreal. Unreal. So far, I have not met a single person or spoken to anyone that has looked at The Last of Us 2 leaks, feminist or otherwise, and said, yeah, this was a good idea. It's dumb. It is dumb. It's unreal. It's actually unreal. I'm honestly at a loss for words. I'm at a complete loss for words at what I saw. Now she's gone on her Twitter and she's put up some like mean tweets from people that are like insulting her and whatever, and Like, obviously, she's gonna find the most disgusting people that say outlandish things as anecdotal evidence that she's fighting the good fight and that she's doing something to help other gamers. But the reality of the situation is that she's not. She's just ruining good stories. And every time I see her face pop up in something, I get a shiver down my spine because I'm like, what has she done now? What form of entertainment has she done now? And The Last of Us is just one game, you know, it's no big deal. If The Last of Us sucks, then fine, it sucks. It sucks that it sucks, but life goes on. Life goes on. But it's just the fact that, you know, these people, they think they're doing something for the greater good of society, but they're not really. They're not doing anything. There's so many issues out there, real issues that women, gay, black people face, where you don't need this sort of nonsense constantly. Like, The Last of Us didn't need this. Just like, I don't need a black Superman. I don't need a black Superman to feel powerful. I don't need Thor to become a woman. I've got a migraine even thinking about this stuff, okay? Now, I am not racist to my own people because I like Superman the way he is. It's the Superman that I grew up with. There's never been any racist agenda with Superman. There's never been a need for Thor to not be Thor. Like, even the story that they wrote into it was rubbish. It was all rubbish. So she put up another tweet saying, the dangerous combination leads them to feel personally attacked and legitimately harmed when it doesn't look and feel exactly like they expected, i.e. literally catering to their personal sense of right wrong, whose stories should be about who is worth valuing, and because they have convinced themselves that they are literally being oppressed because a media property dared to tell stories about anyone other than white men. Well, I'm not white, but okay. They must defend themselves and their sacred way of life by attacking their enemies and taking down the villains. See, they keep making this about white men. It's not about white men. It's not, guys. Don't buy into this CNN, MSNBC nonsense. This is rubbish. This is absolute horseshit. This is what they do. They try to pin it on, oh, the white man, oh, the patriarchy. My problem is not the white man. My problem is you. You're an idiot. And I'm black. It's coming from a black guy. You're an idiot. You need to stay away from our video games. Stay away from them. You speak to most black people. As a matter of fact, a lot of my friends are black. My family, some of them are, like, half of them are black. My best mate is a female Colombian feminist. Oh, my head. Oh, I've got a headache thinking about this shit. I've got a headache thinking about it because it doesn't stop with The Last of Us. It doesn't stop there. I mean, Mortal Kombat 11, right? The game doesn't play properly and it makes you wonder, what did you spend your time doing? Did you spend your time just toning down things people took no notice of before and you made it an issue out of the blue? Like, it wasn't an issue before, the sexualization in Mortal Kombat. It wasn't an issue before that. I could have overlooked it if the game even functioned properly. But you spent so many times and so much time doing interviews about it, not talking about the gameplay. Oh, guys, like, I don't know how much more I could say about this. I could literally read through her Twitter for days. There's just literally days and days of content worth to just critique constantly. But as I said, I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna try and get it so that I don't pay for it. I'd rather just play my brother's one if he gets it. I'm pretty sure he's gonna buy it. Or if one of my friends get it, I'll just get it from them. But I'm gonna go in with an open mind, as open as I can be after seeing this bullshit. But anytime this woman's name is attached to something, it turns to absolute dog shit. Absolute hogwash. Now, make no mistake, no one has a problem with there being any trans, any gay, any black, whatever characters. None of us care. It's how you handle it. And from what I've seen, they have shoehorned social issues into the game that didn't need to be there. It looks like they shit on the game, but we will see. The game's coming out in June because they've done some damage control shit because the disgruntled employee leaked everything. So I'll pick it up one way or another in June. I'll give you guys a full, honest review on the game, but it's not looking good right now. If you want to read into it more, go into Anita Sarkeesian, stupid surname. Go into her Twitter and just have a read. Go online. The leaks are out there. I'm not gonna put them up just because I don't want my channel to get taken down. I'm not gonna talk about them too much because apparently Sony are just attacking channels and giving them strikes for having any content up to do with The Last of Us. So I've not leaked anything here, but the leaks are out there. They are just you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below and I'll catch you later. Peace.